What's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully y'all can hear me real good. Give me a second. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Okay. All right, so we good. We good. Hey everybody, what's up? We are here with another episode of the Wiley Show. Okay, we're here with another episode of the Wiley Show. How y'all doing? I want to say we got a lot of topics to talk about today. Number one, we're going to be getting into President Donald Trump and how he's begging for the Republicans to flip the election to him. We're going to get into that. We're going to be getting into the Prince estate owing the IRS money. We also going to be talking about Cheyenne and the whole thing that was going on with Cesar and all of that. I want to get into that. And then we're going to be getting into, Raspy and stuff like that. I want to first say this, okay? You all got to be careful out here in these streets because Rona is still out there and we are still losing people with Rona. So be very, very careful out there in these streets. Don't think just because you get a shot that your life is going to be 100% protected, okay? Still wear your mask. Still be very cautious. I have many people that I know that are literally traveling to that are literally traveling. Give me a second, you guys. That are literally traveling like to Atlanta and to all these other places. Let me see what's going on with my mic. Let me see. Let me do this. Let me do this. Give me 1 second, you guys. All right. Can y'all hear me better now? All right. All right. Thank you. I had to switch my mic. Okay. So we're going to be getting into the Princess Day. We're going to be getting into Raspy. We're going to be getting into a lot of different things in this subject today. So I want to say this. Be very, very careful going out here in these streets because we are definitely dealing with Rona, okay? I got a lot of people that are traveling like to Atlanta, traveling to all these different places, getting things together when it comes to okay, give me a second. They're traveling to Atlanta, traveling to all these different places. So you got to be very cautious. I got people like this traveling to Atlanta just to go to these clubs, and Rona is still out there. So if you get Rona and you still live at home with Nana or Grandma or whomever, they can get it. So if you out here want to party and you live by yourself, then do you. But if you're actually out here living with other people and you still want to travel to Atlanta and these clubs where it is packed wall to wall with no mask at all, okay? With no mask at all. You got to get it together. When you're out here traveling and you catch it, that to me, it is so sad because you didn't even think about not even yourself, but the people around you, your neighbors, your loved ones. And until we get this thing over with, I'm going to keep preaching the same message. Be very cautious traveling. You got a lot of people booking flights, going overseas. Like, let's be very, very careful when it comes to that, okay? It's definitely not good to be still traveling when you have not taken the vaccine. It is not good to be traveling when you don't want to wear masks when some other places. It's even getting bad in California. I was just reading reports that different funeral homes in California are turning people away because they have so many bodies that they can't keep up with it. So they are literally turning people away from getting care. They are literally turning people away because they can't deal with the workload. So that is a sign to stop trying to go out, stop trying to pop your butt and go to these places with no mask and all this sweat because that Rona is going to run rapid because you never know who's in that club who's in that club that is positive, how many positive cases that are there. And when I was reading the news report, and I'm going to get into my subjects, they were saying like people are literally traveling to Atlanta. They're literally traveling to Atlanta and not even staying in Atlanta. And they're going back to Philly. They're going back to Chicago. They're going back to Dallas. They're going back to these other places. Now, it's sad if you catch something in another state, then you bring it to a whole other state. Let's get that together, okay? Now, I want to talk about this when it comes to President Donald Trump. President Donald Trump is back in the news. Now, a conversation with the Washington Post was leaked, and it was leaked that he wanted the Georgia Secretary of State to pretty much cheat and say, hey, even though you lost, but let's just find 11,000 votes so we can make sure you win. He was pressuring the Secretary of State of Georgia, this is the president, pretty much want him to find votes that don't exist. He was literally pressuring the Secretary of State of Georgia to change the election from Biden to Trump. And Trump wasn't trying to hear that it was no problems. Trump wasn't trying to hear that, well, sir, we didn't find any election fraud nowhere. Zilch. It don't exist. And he wasn't trying to hear that. And he was like, y'all got an election coming up and y'all going to do me like this. And he was saying the Republicans not going to vote because how y'all treated me. Because the election tomorrow is the 2 Senate runoff races in Georgia. This is the first time in a long time that we're paying attention to Georgia 2 Senate races, right? And the reason why it's 2, because 1 Senate is retiring due to health, and they got another seat that was open. So it's 2 seats that are literally in this runoff. So this is a very important race because if those 2 Senate seats, if they pick up those 2 Senate seats, it will literally be a tie 50-50, and Kamala Harris will actually be the tiebreaker when it comes to the Senate. So this will be very important for the Republicans. For the Democrats. Now, what the Republicans are doing is about 12 of them. I think Ted Cruz is on there, and it's some others on there. They are literally, when it comes up to the Senate to certify the votes, they're literally trying to block the certification of President Biden. They don't want Biden-elect to actually win. So it's 12 Republicans with no evidence are literally standing on the side of President Trump and saying, hey, we won't certify these results because we believe that it was election fraud. Now, behind the scenes, those Republicans are saying, hey, it's no fraud, it don't exist. But publicly, they are saying, hey, it does exist. And the reason why they're saying one thing privately and another thing publicly is because most of those Republicans on that list want to run in 2024. And they know they're going to need Trump base to win in 2024. So they will go at it and literally make up lies and deal with these conspiracies just to keep Trump base happy and also to keep Trump happy. So just in case if Trump doesn't run in 2024, if he endorsed, that would be very good for them when it comes to this election. When it comes to the next election. So that's why they are literally putting their careers on pretty much at risk by standing with a president that lost is no evidence at all that Democrats cheated. There's no evidence. There's no evidence at all. They can't find any evidence. It was getting so bad when it comes to this election. The company that had the voting machines, they literally in Georgia, one company that had the voting machine, they had to go in hiding because Trump was having so many conspiracy theories talking about how they was putting new machines, how they was changing this equipment. It was getting so bad that they have to go and hide and go in hiding because Trump was putting out all these conspiracy theories. And that to me is sad. Bruh, you lost the election. Get over it. Just save your coins up. You know what I'm saying? You go back, try again in the next 4 years. You lost the election. And what is so pathetic of the Republicans, they are so pathetic and sad that they're standing by a man that lost the election. They're literally standing by a man that sat there and lied, that was impeached, and continue to lie and continue trying to steal the election. If this was Obama, if Obama would have lost, and if he was on the phone with the Georgia Secretary of State or with any other Secretary of State telling them to find 11,780 votes, he would be impeached, convicted, and removed from office. If this was any other president, if Obama would have got on that phone and called a Secretary of State and say, hey, I hope you find the 11,780 votes, pressuring them to find votes that don't exist because you lost by 11,000. And this is why in Georgia, it is so important in all, whatever part of Georgia you live in, whether you're in Milledgeville, whether you're in Savannah, whether you're in Atlanta, whether you're in whatever county you're in. I believe it's 159 counties in Georgia. This is why it's so important to vote. This is why it's so important to go out and vote early, because when it's election time come, they bank on people standing in them long lines. They bank on people standing on them long lines and to get discouraged and go home. This is why during the election, if you have not voted, to get up early in the morning and go out and vote. And this is why it is so important to go out and vote early. Now I want to look at, because Tyler Perry wrote a post. Let me read what Tyler Perry wrote. Tyler Perry wrote a post, and let me see if I can bring it up. Give me a second. Tyler Perry wrote a post, and I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to read what Tyler Perry wrote. Tyler Perry wrote this. He said, hey, Georgia, is anyone having this problem? I ordered my absentee ballot on December 2nd. I'm told it was mailed on the 4th, and I still don't have it. So now they're playing a game with certain people with the absentee ballot. Now, another person said, my sister having the same issue. She's unable to leave the house because of medical reasons. Now she will not be able to cast her vote. Another person commented under the Tyler Perry post, and they said this: make a plan to vote tomorrow. Anyone who that didn't have it could have early voted. Please make the effort to vote tomorrow. But aren't the texting, call, and email you receive several times a day for the past month at least for this plan to have been in place before today? Yes, this is why I agree to make a plan when you vote. And this is why if you have not gotten your absentee ballot, you will have to go tomorrow. If you didn't vote early, it's too late to mail your absentee ballot. You will have to get up early and go out and vote. Now, a lot of people have already voted. Now, I do believe history will be made tomorrow where both Democrats will win, because Trump wasn't feeling the election and Trump base wasn't feeling the election, because the base was kind of split, but majority of it was like, listen, our guy lost. Why should we help the Republicans when the Republicans are not willing to help President Trump? So I'm going to stay home. So it's a lot of Republicans, a lot of Trump supporters. Now, still go out and vote. I'm just giving my opinion. A lot of Trump supporters feel like, I'm going to protest by not going out and vote because y'all didn't stand by my guy when he was out there. Y'all didn't stand by my guy. You didn't stand by Trump and help Trump. So you need my help. So I'm going to just stay at home. I'm not even going to vote. So that is pretty much what's going on when it comes to this election. That is pretty much what's going on when it comes to how the Republicans are doing this. And it really makes it seem like this is why you got to be cautious on who you vote in. Trump, and this is the thing, I don't think he just want to be president. He know when he leave office, New York is filing charges and building up a case to put his hind part in prison. That is why he want to stay in office, because as long as he's staying in office, the Department of Justice said, hey, you cannot arrest a sitting president. You know what I'm saying? You cannot file criminal charges against a sitting president. So as long as he is sitting president, he is protected by prosecutions. So that is why when it comes to that is why it is up to when he get impeach the Senate, and how they will have, the Senate will have to convict him to remove him from office. Then you can go ahead on and you can file your prosecution. That is why he is literally trying to stay in office, because New York is building up a strong case, and they say as soon as he's not president, we are going to file charges against President Donald Trump. So that's another reason why he wants to stay in office. I don't think he want to stay in office because he want to be president. He want to stay as president. Yeah. But he know in New York, they are building a case with a lot of things that he had been doing when it comes to that. And yes, you can impeach a president as many times as possible. Congress got that right. Congress right now can impeach the president again. They can do it. But Democrats, they they don't want to play, you know how Democrats get. They try to play by different rules, or let's work with the Republicans. They can actually impeach Trump again, and it will have to go to the Senate. They can. You can impeach them as many times as possible. Bring it up. The House can bring it up again. But I don't think that's highly unlikely that the House of Representatives will impeach Trump again. They could have, but they're not going to do that. Not these Republicans. And speaking about the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi have now won yet again as the House of Representatives. It was a slim margin, but she won again to be the leader of the House. Many people, I have mixed feelings about Nancy Pelosi. I do believe that a Black woman should be in charge of the House of Representatives. Should be the Speaker of the House. I've been saying that forever. I'm really sad that they keep getting this old woman that's in her 80s that are literally still want to lead the Democrats in the House. I do believe they need new leadership in the House of Representatives. She literally barely won. But I do believe her time is up. I think this is her last time as the Speaker of the House, and I'm looking forward to see who else will be the Speaker of the House. Who else? Either, it could be a Black man being the Speaker of the House, but I do want to see a Black woman as the Speaker of the House. I don't know. I would love. It's plenty Black women that's in the House of Representatives that I think will be great. Or a Black man, but that I'm banking on a Black woman because again, Black women are still one of the highest rated, voting bloc in the country. Nobody outvote Black women. Black women vote at a high number. When it comes to voting, Black women vote at a high number. So that's what I want to say about that. So that was my thoughts of President Donald Trump. Now, let me get into the Prince estate. Now, let me bring this up on, I'm going to read this. Okay. Now, Prince estate, they actually owe, they having problems with the IRS because the IRS say that the Prince estate is actually worth more than what their estate is actually saying. So Prince estate reportedly undervalued worth to the IRS by estimate of $80 million. A new court filing by the Internal Revenue Service claimed that estate of the legendary singer Prince undervalued its worth by at least $80 million. The IRS valued Prince's estate at $163 million, a number much higher than the $82 million submitted by the estate administrator, by the estate administrator. Now, they're saying that, the estate owes $32 million in addition to what has already been paid, plus an additional 6.4 accuracy-related penalty. They're also saying that, Prince died on April 21st, 2016. He did not leave any will. So what is left up to his will, leaving his sister and his 5 half siblings have legitimate claims over the estate. Okay. So now they are trying to work out this deal with the IRS and try to pay that because, the IRS don't play. When it comes to their money and all of that, they're going to be looking forward to it, especially when it's somebody that is Black. State, you could be a white, whomever. The IRS job so they get revenue. And if they feel like you are undervaluing that estate, they will sue you. If they feel like they owe you, they will come after you and sue you in court because they don't play. That's one organization that you don't play with, the IRS. Don't play with them. They don't play when it comes to that stuff. That's one organization that I don't want to play with. That's one organization that I don't want to deal with and mess around with. That's why I make sure I file my taxes. That's why I make sure that if I owe taxes, which I have one time in my life, a couple of $100, I made sure that I paid them because I do not want to owe the IRS and they're putting up a lien on my property if I don't even have. But anyway, I don't want to have to go through that. I don't want to go through that at all. Make sure you do that. Make sure if you have a federal loan that you are putting, you're getting your loan separated so you don't get stuff taken out of your check. Make sure when you owe tax, some people I know personally haven't filed taxes in 6 years. And I'm like, how in the world are you not filing taxes? And they was like, well, I don't file my taxes because I'm gonna owe them. I'm like, but you're still gonna owe them, you're still gonna be penalized for not filing taxes. So you can't get away from it. And they would wait years to collect on you, to stack on you, to come after you, and you will go to prison for not paying your taxes. It's many people in this country that went to prison for tax evasion, for not paying their taxes. It's people in here that was criminals, that was getting away criminal, but how they got caught. Al Capone, he was one of them that he got caught for not paying his taxes. He got away for a while, but they got him for not paying his taxes, even though what he was doing was illegal, but he did not pay taxes on that illegal money that he was accumulating. And that is how the government was able to build a case against Al Capone. So it's easy for you to go down when not paying taxes. They keep good records. They don't play around. Even though Trump didn't release his taxes, but best believe he's going to pay them taxes because they don't play around when it comes to that. They will lock you up. I believe Lauryn Hill owed in taxes. I believe who else owed in taxes? I believe Nas had owed in taxes at one point. Who else? It's MC Hammer owed in taxes. Tony Braxton had owed taxes. I don't know how she's doing now. You had LaKim that owed taxes. What was that? My God, Wesley Snipes. He had old taxes, and I think he actually went to prison for not paying his taxes. So they were like, and then when you get out, you still have to paying the taxes. The taxes won't go away. Ronald Isley owed taxes. Fat Joe owed taxes. So it's a lot of people that had old taxes. So you got to pay it. Lauryn Hill, all of them that had old taxes. So you got to make sure your taxes are definitely paid when it comes to that. You got to make sure you pay your taxes. Don't play around when it comes to that. You got to pay your taxes. Don't play around, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to that. You got to pay your taxes. So don't play around and say, hey, I don't want to pay my taxes. It is what it is. Taxes ain't for me. I'm not paying it and all that. You better pay it because it's so important that if you don't pay your taxes, it's not going to work out well for you. You got to pay your taxes. It is so important. Don't play around when it comes to that. And I'm going to tell you right then and there, you got to. All right? Give me a second, you guys. I don't know if it's freezing up on me. Give me a second while I get this together. Because I think it's like freezing up. So give me a second, you guys. Okay. I'm going to go to the next subject, but it's like literally like freezing up. It's like I'm seeing like a black screen. Let me see. All right. So we back. Okay. So I want to go to my next subject. Okay, we back. All right. So I'm gonna go to my next subject. Y'all bear with me, y'all. I'm just there trying to do some stuff. I want to get into Cheyenne. I want to get into Cesar. I guess Cesar was an owner in Black Ink Crew, and then his daughter, Cheyenne, is alleging that daddy dragged her out of the shower and stumped her and beat her up. And then now his girlfriend or whatever was literally on her social media trying to drag Cheyenne and literally try to talk bad about her, talking about how we put you. What did she say? She said that you were 60 pounds overweight when we got you. We had you in the gym on meal plan. You told me you wish I was your mother. Maybe you would be different. Him and I will argue and me defending you. Everyone told me I was crazy. Mind my business. I see now. So it was like a lot. that was going on. And I do believe, listen, I'm just listening to both sides. But the daughter came out talking about the daddy beat her, that the daddy stumped her, punched her. She went literally live and she was saying all these different things on social media. Then the mama came out and the mama said, hey, I believe that it happened. That's what Cheyenne mama said. She said, I believe it happened. I believe they beat my daughter. The daddy was talking about, no, I did not beat you. I disciplined you because you were being disrespectful. And I was hearing that the daughter left her mom to live with her dad because the mama couldn't deal with her. But now the mama is on Cheyenne's side and talking about, I believe you. I believe you. So now the mama is saying, oh, okay, y'all doing this to my daughter and all this. So it's just a big mess. But let me tell you, abuse is not good. You cannot drag your child out of no shower and beat them. Let me tell you something, parents. You cannot get no extension cord and beat your children. You can't do that. You cannot stump your children. You cannot punch your children. No, I do believe in discipline, getting the belt, and discipline, yes. But it's a way that you do stuff. Now, if you're trying to stump your child and punch them and get an extension out, that's abuse, in my humble opinion. That is abuse. Now, I know some of us was raised like that. I think it's very toxic. Let's not do it. Okay? Don't be doing that. Wait till your child get out of the shower and you get a switch and you do all that type of stuff. Now, with her face, I didn't see no bruises. I didn't see anything. So I don't know who to believe. I didn't see any bruises on her. I didn't see a swollen eye on any of these things. So when I looked at her video, I was literally looking at her and to see, did she have a mark? Did she have did she get stumped? Did she have any of these things? And no, I didn't see any of that. I didn't see any of that. When it came to that, I said I didn't see it. So I wasn't shocked. So when I looked at it, I definitely didn't see it. Okay. When it came to that, I never been hit, beat, or whooped. That was terrible. Yeah, it's very terrible to be stumped and all that. She was alleged some lot of stuff. I don't think that's good. You wait till a child get out of the shower and you whip them with a extension cord or you whip them with a belt or something, and you wait till they get. It's just some stuff. If you got to do all of that, you need to communicate with your child. I'm just saying, you need to communicate with your child. In my humble opinion, but it's just some stuff I just do not believe that you should be doing with your child. In my humble opinion, that is how I feel. Okay. She said it happened 3 months, and that's what she was saying a lot in that video. I would play it, but listen, y'all heard it, y'all saw it. It is what it is. And that's in my humble opinion when it comes to that. I think it's sad. Now, who do y'all believe? Press 1 if you believe the daughter. Press 2 if you believe Cesar. Let me see in the comments. Hold up. Press 1, you believe the daughter. Press 2, you believe Cesar. Let me know in the comments. Press 1, you believe the daughter. Press 2, you believe Cesar. Let's see. Let's do a little tally right now. Let's see how it's going to go. Press 1. Okay, so we get a lot of ones in the comments. I'm looking at it. We got a lot of ones in the comments. Some people say they don't know. They said that's let me have about your parents. Wow. They said 3 if you don't know. I'm seeing a lot of ones up in here. I'm seeing a lot of ones. Somebody said I'm staying out. They said I'm not sure that Cesar did that, but she knows of the history of the temper. They said 1 because he been out of his mind. I saw how he flipped. Oh my God! So I'm looking at the vote. So okay, all right, okay, I see it now. Some people were saying, "Oh, I think it was a storyline for a show," and you have to be very cautious, people, when you see stuff with these celebrities and their children when they have a show. You have to be very cautious on believing them. And let me tell you why. Because things be for storylines, the cameras be rolling. You got to be very cautious. Anytime it's a show or reality show somewhere, and it's like a reality show family, you know them for a reality show, you got to be very cautious because you don't know if it's possibly for a show. Is it possibly for a storyline? Do abuse happen in homes? Yes. And it gets really sticky when you got a new woman and she try to discipline the child, or if she say something that is disrespectful, do you discipline the child even though that woman is not the child's mother? It gets very, very sticky when it comes to addressing and discipline children. It's very, very sticky when it comes to that. Now, I would say this, me personally, if you are abusing children, you should not be having custody over a child. Now, if he did this, she don't need to be around her daddy. If Cesar stumped her, dragged her out of the shower, he don't need to be around his child. That's just my personal opinion. All right? Absolutely not. If you are dragging and beating, ain't nowhere in the world you should be a parent. No, you need to be in prison. They don't do that. That's a woman. That's your daughter. You don't drag nobody out of the shower and do that. If he did it, and charges should be filed. And he should. So I don't know why he's not in jail. So we shall see. Or another theory. Let me say this other theory though. The daughter could possibly be making this all up for attention. Maybe the daddy didn't give her no money. Maybe the daddy disciplined her. She was embarrassed by taking her phone. Okay. Maybe the daddy did that, and that's probably why. So we just never know in this situation. We just never know, and we shall see how it's going to be. But maybe the daddy, and I'm just being honest, maybe the daddy did something that the daughter did not like, and it wasn't. And maybe the daughter is over exaggerating what happened. Maybe she added some things to the story, but we don't know because number one, we wasn't in that shower. Number two, we wasn't in that restroom. We wasn't in that house. No video footage, no audio footage was recorded, so we don't know what happened. Honestly, you can make assumptions, but we rarely don't know what could have happened in that situation. All right. They said this happened in October. Why didn't report him then? Who knows? That's a question you have to take to her because I don't know. Now, I would thought it just happened. People's like, no, Wiley, it happened in October. I'm like, okay. Quite strange for me. Quite strange. Gray Wiley, that's a lot of examples. There are many cases. There are many situations. So we don't know. If we believe the child, how we know she not lying? You know what I'm saying? We just can't automatically just take her side. Now, if she has some visual bruises on her face and her back, now the mama could be pissed at his new woman, and she probably making her 2 cents, and she probably just believing her daughter, or over exaggerating and just running with the daughter said without talking to Cesar. So it's a lot with this situation. Now, do I believe that the daughter should have just ran to social media? No. You need to run to the authority, because I'm like this. Why do y'all run to social media? Why do y'all run to all these different places and not report it to the authorities? Because running it to Instagram, what we gonna do about it when you run to Instagram? What we gonna do about it when you run to IG? When you run to these social media, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, what are we gonna do? Only thing we gonna do is what I'm doing now. Talk about it, report about it, and get a click and a view. If somebody dragging you out of the shower and beat you repeatedly, the best thing to do is to call Child Protective Services and to get them to investigate and get the authorities involved. But coming on Instagram, I mean, how is that going to change the situation? How is that? Many people that does that, I'm like, what's the purpose of you coming to social media for? Shouldn't you go to the authorities? Like, what did we go do? You see the same thing that happened with James Wright Chanel when people thought that another blogger should have investigated the claims of getting abused by James Wright Chanel. And it was a big controversy on YouTube. And my thing is this. Why are we running to YouTubers to bring your grievances when something happened? You need to take that to the proper authorities, because a YouTuber job is to get a click and a view. They're not going to have investigators say, hey, let me get investigators to help you with your case. Why are you running to give these to YouTubers? So I don't understand that. So if you're getting abused, before you come to YouTube, before you try to drag the situation out on social media to help your case, to help your standing, you need to first get the authorities involved. Don't wait. Get them involved. Let them investigate. Let it be a paperwork trail. Then versus you going on a YouTube or versus you going on Instagram trying to spill out what happened. Because that don't mean we're going to automatically believe you. So make sure you get other people to actually investigate the matter. That is in my humble opinion. I see too much of that. I see people all the time. What they do, they get up on social media, they tell everything. Then when you tell them, well, did you get the authorities involved? No, I didn't get the authorities involved. Well, did you get the police involved? No. But why did you go on social media and just drag it out? Because I just wanted somebody to know. Why are you so rushing to let people know on your social media and not the authorities? That really, really gets me. When I was watching Judge Mathis, it was a situation that was going on. The lady was just blasting her ex on social media about all the abusive things that he was doing. And so, Judge Mathis was like, well, did you get the authorities involved? No, I didn't. Well, you said he hit you in the eye, he hit you in the lip, he did that. Did you get the authorities involved? I didn't get the authorities involved. And I'm like, why are you coming to here and saying all this stuff and you ain't getting the authorities involved? So I mean, that really gets to me with people. That really, really gets to me. And then people like, well, we got to believe all women. No, we have to investigate all claims of abuse. We have to investigate all claims of assault. We have to investigate all claims of any criminal offense. We just can't say, well, we believe everybody. Well, that means people can lie. That's why you have to investigate. We just can't automatically doing that. We have to investigate the matter. And that's why Cesar should have Child Protective Services should be dispatched, and they should investigate this daughter, this minor claim that she was beat by her daddy. We should investigate that entire situation. The Child Protective Services should definitely be dispatched and investigate. We as YouTubers, as media, social media influencers, that's what we should be preaching. We should be like, well, did Child Protective Services was dispatched? So I definitely will give y'all more information once I get updated. I would love to see the Child Protective Services report on this. And then I want to know, why wasn't this reported to the authorities? Because that was an assault. That was clearly abuse. If that is everything that daughter said happened, that clearly what happened. I mean, that's if she telling me what out of her mouth that's what happened, that is clearly abuse. So if that's what happened, then the authorities got to get involved. Instagram, we shouldn't even have to know about this. Only thing we know about this is to see Cesar mugshot that he's been arrested for that. So we shall see, and I will keep y'all updated on that situation. Now, I want to get to the last subject. Now, this subject is another triggering subject, okay? It's another triggering subject, just like yesterday was triggering. But with this subject, we're talking about Raz B. Now, Raz B is an artist on B2K, and he is back in the news saying different stuff about B2K. Okay, he said this. He said, just found out certain B2K members got me blocked. I just fed your kids, Ninja. They must be protecting. Okay, he said the P word. Okay, they must be protecting P word. Now, with that in mind, Raz B has some allegations that Marcus Houston and his cousin Chris Stokes arred him, abused him. He went live on what was that, World Star Hip Hop. It was a big thing. He was like, y'all did this. Y'all abused me. I was a kid and y'all did this to me. Chris Stokes Then he said Marcus Houston. He said, y'all abused me. This happened. Then he got on the phone with Marcus Houston. Talking about, y'all did this to me. This was what's going on. We were screwing each other and all that type of stuff. And many people did not believe him. They labeled this man crazy. Now, when I reached out to Chris Stokes, let me see if I can bring it up. We reported on this months ago. Let me see if I can bring up. I don't know if he deleted it or not. But let me go to our IG messages. Give me a second. Let me see if I can bring it up. Because I showed this before. Okay, let me go all the way up. Okay. He said that it's all false. Let's see when I'm really busy right now, but thank you. It's all false. We'll come to the light soon enough. Okay. I said we could talk about it on my show. Your inspiration to me. Thanks for reaching out to me. And that was it. But he was saying that it was all false because every couple of months, people bring up allegations about Chris Stokes and bring up allegations about Raz B. But this is what I want to say to Chris Stokes, though. If it is false, you all need to get in some type of court system, get the judge involved, because I won't want nobody going around doing clips saying that I abused them and nothing happened. I'm just letting them just say it. The only thing I can say, well, it's all false. You got to get some people, that's damaging someone's image. Now, let's be clear with Raz B. He did go on the concert. I think they had a concert last year with, B2K got back together. He did join that concert. I think he left. And then he came back. He just needs much work. Something did happen to Raz B. I'm going to say this. Something happened to that brother. Something happened. I don't know all the details of what happened to him, but something happened to that brother. I do believe that. Now, it can be because many people would say boys and men cannot be abused. That is false. It is a lot of cases. The reason why the cases are not up there with women when it comes to boys and men being abused is because a lot of boys and a lot of men do not report on their situations. They do not report on, say, hey, I was abused by a man. So a lot of these people were saying, so a lot of men, a lot of brothers that have been abused, they don't report it. So of course the numbers won't compare to women numbers. They don't report it because they feel like if I go to the authority and say, hey, my boyfriend abused me, or I was abused by this guy, he took something, he took advantage of me, he armed me, he abused me, he assaulted me. Many people, and especially if you're a big guy like me, if you're 6'2", and you go to the courtroom crying, talking about a guy literally took advantage of you and forced himself in you, the detectives probably won't take it serious. It's some police departments won't take this serious. And some of them will literally look at you and pretty much laugh and say, you a big dude, why didn't you defend yourself? They won't believe. It's some women that won't get believed. But it's even worse when it comes to men. It's even worse when it comes to black men. They don't want to believe that. They're like, oh, you was abused by another man. Half of them don't even really feel, they don't even like to hearing man-on-man action. They don't know how to draw the report. They don't know how to have sympathy for that. Some of them never even indulge in that, so they don't know. And a lot of them is embarrassed and ashamed to say. It's a lot of guys out here that have been abused, that have been taken advantage of by other men. It's a lot of grown men that have taken advantage of a lot of, young boys. And it's a lot of young boys that have been abused by fellow young boys, like teenagers, like their cousin that's a teenager. And you hear the stories, a lot of guys that came out and said will share. Even with Tyler Perry, I think he came out and he was crying because he was abused as a child. So it do exist. Let's not act like it don't exist. Let's not act like people don't force themselves on situation. It do exist. That's why, mothers, they say, watch out for your daughters. And I say this, watch for your daughters and watch for your sons. You have to watch your children. It ain't just one gender over the other. Watch them all diligently. Be very watchful of how that man around your sons, because you do have people that prey on the young. And they do exist. That's why you, as women that is single, you can't be so thirsty, and so you just want a man and you ain't got your guards up because you just want to be screwed. You want to be loved, and you brought in a whole snake in your home, and that's coming in affecting your whole family, abusing all your loved ones that's in there. So don't be so quick to just date somebody and force somebody upon your children. Don't be so quick to introduce people to your children. You need to go through a lengthy process. You don't just up and just introduce people, different random men to your children. Where they do that at? You don't do that just because you tired of being alone. You want a man. You can't live alone. And so you put your guards down. You ignore different stuff, and then you don't want to hear it done for your children. They try to tell you something, then you tell them, "Don't worry about what you just trying to take away from my man. You just trying to destroy my relationship." You need to pay attention to the signs. If you had a son that was very active, and then he's no longer active no more, you brought a new guy in there. Your son used to be active, used to laugh, used to play video games. Now he's always quiet. He's always crying. He's lost weight. He don't want to eat. He's always jumpy. He's using the restroom on himself, and you ain't paying attention to the signs because you want a man. You want somebody in your life so bad. So you ain't gonna listen to the signs. You don't care nothing about the signs. You just want a man. You just want to be screwed. And you can literally bring the enemy in your home, affecting your children. And it's a lot of cases that way, that the abuser were invited in the home by the mother. And some cases, when you look at the history of a lot of these cases, the mother will protect the abuser and be like, "No, it's your fault that you got abused. That don't blame him. It's because it was something that you were doing. What were you doing? You did that. So that's why he did what he did. And you ain't about to mess up my relationship and mess up my relationship. I worked too hard to get in this relationship. He pays the bills, but that don't mean he could just screw your children because he pays the bills. That don't mean he can screw your children because he bringing in food in the house. That don't mean just because he makes sure that you get your hair and your nails done, that doesn't give him a pass to abuse your children. It's something wrong with your mind if you believe that. You got to get delivered from your wicked mind, because you just as wicked as he is. If you protect the abuser, you're just as guilty as the abuser. If you are literally protecting an abuser, you are just as guilty, and whatever sentence that person get, you need to get that same identical sentence, because you literally protect the abuser. So if you are protecting abuse, you need to be thrown in jail, as well as the abuser needs to be thrown in jail. And y'all need to serve decades in prison. You shouldn't get a pass. It's a lot of people that are suffering right now, and they would tell their daughters, "Well, you were fast. That's you. What were you doing, Gail? You was fast because you walk around the house." I don't care if your child, your child shouldn't be walking around the house with their undergarments or anything like that. You shouldn't. It's about the respect. But that still doesn't give you an excuse as a man to screw your girlfriend daughter that's a minor because she had on some pajamas or she had on her undergarment. That doesn't give you that right to do that. No, that doesn't give you the right to do that. Oh, because she had on these shorts, these Daisy Duke shorts. That doesn't give you the excuse. That doesn't give you a pass to do that. What thought process is that? That doesn't give you a pass to do that. It doesn't. No, absolutely not at all. So I'm gonna drop the StreamYard link if anybody want to come on stream. I'm gonna do some new because I want to use StreamYard since we paying for it. I'm gonna drop it. So if anybody want to come on and speak, we'll bring 2 people on to speak on the situation. You don't have to come on camera; they won't even see you. So because we got it set up that way. Okay. So if you want to come on, I'll bring you on. Okay. But yeah, it shouldn't be that way at all. So I want to get, oh, okay. Well, one of my producers sent me this with Wendy Williams about Wendy Williams. I was gonna talk about this tomorrow, but I could talk about this the last subject right now. So Wendy Williams got on her show and she said that Tyrese got married to Samantha to cover up other activities. Now, what is the other activities? Is it man on man activities? Or is it transgender activities? What is the activity? What is the activity? What activity have he been? Was it an other woman activity? Was it man? I believe it's man on man activity. A lot of these guys be going that way. Baby, they like other men. A lot of them. It exists. And you can't, and no matter how you try to hide it, it exists. And you be like, man, why this man, oh, he can't never keep no woman. Maybe he don't like women. Maybe he like men. So she put that out there, and people's like, why she put something like put that out? I'm like, hey, is she have that right to say what she want to say? And then that man, he'll be something with y'all. It was because of my broken household that I, did what I did, or I couldn't stand this because I grew up in a broke house. That's an excuse. What's the reason? Why? And be real. Why can't you? Because Samantha, his wife, she's beautiful. And what's the reason? What is the reason? Why did y'all getting a divorce? I would like to know. In my humble opinion, I would like to know when it comes to that. Now, I'm gonna say this: when it come out, because it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. It ain't come out yet. Best believe it's gonna come out, and we shall see how this gonna operate. Now, I'm just observing and watching when it comes to that. He probably is by it. There's a lot of guys that's by it. I don't see the issue and the problem with it. Because most people gonna be like, we already know that. Let's just come out. Like we all know that Missy Elliott was like both. We can see that. We can see that Queen Latifah like both. And we shouldn't even have to come out. We knew that the brat like both. When she had came out and said, oh, I'm out, I'm like, we already knew it. We were just waiting on you to say, oh, hello. We was just waiting on you to admit what we already knew. Because a lot of these guys, we can just definitely see it. Okay? All right? So I'm really being honest with you. It could be anybody. Now, do I believe that Tyrese probably like both? Yes. I do. I could believe it. I could believe it. He probably do. And see, I don't have the money. Once you get the money, you get invited to those parties because it's the party and it's those parties. It was a show that is on Netflix. And the name of the show, I don't know if y'all watch it, was Hollywood. And they were literally talking about, it was like they had gay people on there and they invited them to this mansion party, to people that's acting mansion party. And most of it was with the guys. Did y'all ever seen that show with the guys? That stuff exists. Like those parties, and when those party, you know it. Those type of party do exist. And it's a whole network of people that is that literally like other guys. They go to those parties and like you really can't get up in there unless you got the connection. Just like it was a situation with a young brother. He was and this was a guy that worked for the Democratic Party or helped gave money to Hillary Clinton and all these people, right? He had a party at his house, and this young black man went there and got cooked on all them drugs, and he OD'd in this man home. He was very politically connected. He OD'd in this man home. And those type of parties still exist. They do. These people with all this power and wealth, they have all type of guys in it. They like them young, and you got to go out with your clothes off. You can't bring no phones, and you can't talk about it because you signed NDAs. That goes on. And the reason, when I saw that show Hollywood, I'm like, that a lot of that stuff do exist. Even when the guy that was one of the Hollywood executive, that stuff really do exist. And nobody, I'm just being honest with you. It do exist. Hey. Kevin?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
You are up late tonight. I mean, what's going on? You never on YouTube anymore.
I'm always on you. I was on YouTube yesterday.
Well, I must have missed you. Anyway, Wendy needs to worry about her own. Wendy needs to worry about her own mess. She always throwing shade at somebody. Didn't her husband
Right.
just leave her for another woman? She always throwing shade at somebody. It's getting old, Wendy. And nobody watches her show anymore. Like if I do watch it, I watch the clips on YouTube. So Wendy is getting old. You always want to be in somebody else's mess. It's finally time that you expose your mess. Well, your mess was exposed, so that's the only reason why you're talking about it. If her mess wasn't exposed, then Wendy would not be talking about how Kevin cheated on her with Sharina and had the baby and all of that. But she wants to stay in other people's mess. But anyway, the T is a long time ago. Do you know the transsexual Shauna Brooks?
I heard about Shauna Brooks. Yes, I heard. I don't
So,
know all the details about Shauna Brooks though.
well, basically, a couple years ago, she exposed Tank, the singer Tank. You know who was in the group TGT with Tyrese and Genuine. She exposed him, saying that he likes the girls with a little something extra down there. And but I don't understand like why none of the major blogs or anybody picked it up. But she exposed him, and like he used to talk to Sydney Star and stuff like that. But you know, none of the major blogs picked it up, and so like a lot of people didn't know about it. I think Impressive did something on her channel about it. It was like a year ago.
With Tank, it's really not a scandalous story because he literally embraces the community, so he don't hide it. He embraces the community.
Wiley, he just that was like a year or two ago. He embraced the community,
Right? But
like
when I'm
like
saying,
when he started talking about how he liked his getting his butt ate and all, and like people really started coming after him. That's when he started embracing the community because he already got disgrace after him for saying that. So why would he want to gaze after him now? So that's when he really started embracing the community when he was like, "Oh, I will get my butt ate," and that's when Shauna exposed him.
oh,
My thing is,
go ahead, Kevin.
I said, but my thing is like, okay, so if he likes that, okay, so what what's the big deal? And if Tyrese is hiding something, what's the big deal? Like, what tea does Wendy have that we don't have? Like, if she gonna say something, if she gonna say it, say it.
But you already know she can't really say it because she on TV. If it was the radio version, Wendy, she'd just say it.
Child, they just kill me with all these like backhanded comments and stuff like that. If you got something to say, say it.
All right, go ahead, lady. I see you in here. What's your thought?
Hey, now I'm calling in regards to Cesar and his daughter.
Yes.
And it just seems like the entire family is toxic. I mean, the mother was in the background on the live, and she was just like instigating and pushing her to go even further and talk even more lewd and cuss even more. I mean, she was giving her the permission to do all that. You know, she was letting her know it was okay. And then Cesar, I mean, we've seen him on TV and he doesn't act properly either. So to be honest, I don't know who to believe, but I do want to know why didn't the mother? Okay, if the daughter didn't go, but why didn't the mother take the child to CPS or police or whatever and report something?
Facts. I'm like, what's the reason? Can they be mad? You know, and another theory could be they could be mad at the daddy and they just picking up these rumors just to put out rumors about the situation. So it's crazy.
I mean, are they trying to continue to get money? I mean, we don't know what that is. You know, the financial situation is, if he's supplying a X amount of dollars or whatever, and that was the reason why. I don't know. We don't know. But to be honest, I just don't believe no one at this point in this story. It's just crazy.
All right. Well, we thank you, lady. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, gosh. Let me bring somebody else on. Give me a second. All right. Who else is on? Let me bring this person on. Hey, you live on the Wiley Show.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
Peace and blessings to you.
Peace and blessings to you too.
So, I just want to talk about real quick the Cesar situation.
Yes.
I think that this is just my opinion, but personally, as a parent, the fact of the matter that the mother was in the background, egging her daughter on, is very foul. First and foremost, there was a lot of obscenities and a lot of profanity coming out of a 16-year-old's mouth. I'm a New Yorker. I grew up in New York. Not to say that there may be something else going on with that discipline, but Cesar pays for everything for that girl. Her nails getting done, her outfits, her hair getting done, and he's giving her a little old school training when it comes to parenting, because it used to be a time, long time ago, you got out of pocket. She got definitely out of pocket. So you can imagine what she said on a live stream, what she was saying when it was going down.
So do you believe that he dragged her out of the shower and beat his daughter?
I'm not saying he beat his daughter. What I'm saying is that he definitely checked her. So whatever way he had to check her so she got the message, he checked her. Period. Her mouth is reckless. She's 16 years old. She's not 25. He's paying out of his pocket. And if anybody watches Black Ink, that supports Black Ink, you will see his journey with the baby mama, where she's going back and forth, putting him on child support. He's getting arrested back and forth. To me, this is a child support stunt on the baby mama's part, and I'm going to explain to you why. Number one, first and foremost, she got her whole face redone. She got her whole jaw fixed. Looks totally different. And she thought that was going to bring Cesar back. Cesar moved on. All of the women that Cesar has dealt with are benefiting from him running Black Ink, but her. Only thing she has is the daughter. So that's her check from Black Ink. She wants Cesar back, the baby mama. And if anybody don't see that she's using this child at this point in time to get extra dough, because all she has to do is say this: she's not going to visit her father, or they're going to have supervised visits or whatever. But I guarantee you it's going to go back to the court, and she's going to be hemmed up in court over this.
Wow. So that's what you believe. So you believe it was no discipline. What are your suggestions on how do you think he checked her? What do you think he did to check her?
Okay, so let me just say this. First and foremost, I mean, I can't talk about anybody's parenting, but how I was parented and how I parent. So I'm going to tell you right now, if I spoke to my mother or my father the way that she was talking at 16, I'd be picking my teeth up off the floor. There's no respect. And it's a lot of entitlement that these children have right now because of social media. It's only so much things that you can keep from your kid that's exposed on social media. So I can't talk about nobody else's parenting, but I know if I spoke to my mother that way, or I spoke to my father that way, I would be on the floor picking up my teeth. However, he had to get his daughter in line. And see, a lot of people, I'm just going to say this. Some people, kids are bigger than them, size-wise. Okay? Some people's kids bring what they learned out in the street into their house and think they can talk to their mother and father and disrespect their mother and father, who's providing a roof over their head, who's putting food on the table and putting clothes on their back. They think that that's cute. They think they can bring that home. Well, some New York parents don't play that. And obviously C's is one of them. Period. I mean, some of these children walk around right now with entitlement. Like, okay, the latest iPhone is coming out. So since I'm you know, your daughter or your son, I need a new iPhone. No. What's your grades looking like? What her grades looking like? Ain't nobody talking about that. She's 16. What's your grades looking like? And then, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there something with this STD that she had an STD at 16?
I don't know. And she did have it. You know, I don't know how we would know that. I don't know. You know.
Well, allegedly, let me just say allegedly, she had an STD at 16. Okay. So I know I'm putting myself in her shoes at 16, and I come home and my father found out that first of all, I'm having sex at 16. Number one. Number two, you ain't protecting yourself. So you being irresponsible.
So
look at that too.
So a lot of times you don't believe with the daughter when she came out and she says he hit her, that she's a female. You don't do that. You don't believe anything that his daughter said, right? You just believe.
I'm not saying I don't believe her. I believe he ripped her up out that shower and he put hands on her. I do believe that. But I believe also that she's up in his house. She is the child, he is the parent, and she's disrespectful. Now you talk to somebody like that at 16 out on the street, that's an adult, they gonna give you the business too.
But you do know if you drag your child in the shower and beat them, that is abuse.
I do understand that. Now, I'm not saying what he did was right, and I'm not saying what he did was wrong. I'm on the fence with that because at the same time, we don't know what she said. We don't know if he came in there and said, turn the music down, and she said some slick stuff. You got to listen to her mouth. Do you think she was respectful to her father? Do you think she was respectful to anybody that's in that house? Listen to her mouth. Her mouth is abusive. Her mouth is abusive. I'm not saying that he was wrong for doing what he did, and I'm not saying he was right for doing what he did. But all I know is that as a parent, and you paying the mortgage on your house, and you keeping the lights on, and you putting food on her belly, and you putting clothes on her back, buying her designer stuff, and getting her nails done all the time, he's coming out his pocket. He's taking care of his child. He's taking care of his responsibility. But when she get out of pocket in his house, put her out. Then what's going to happen? Then she going to be a thought overnight. You put her out on the street, so when it's time to pay rent, it gets real. These children need to appreciate their parents and appreciate the lessons that they're trying to instill in them so that they are independent and could go out on their own and make their own money for themselves. It's a sense of entitlement that a lot of these children have. Period.
I feel you on that. Well, we thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks, love. You have a blessed night. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings to you too. Okay. All right. Wow. She said what she said. Oh my God. I don't believe, I could be wrong. I don't believe you should drag somebody out of a shower and do any of that. That to me is abuse, in my humble opinion, because I don't. Now, what he should have done is wait till she get done showering, put on her clothes, and let them have a conversation. But her being 16, she is a young lady, and you're dragging her out of the shower. I don't think that's good. Now, I could be outdated. I think that's abuse. I don't think that is discipline. I think that is classic abuse, and we need to work on that as well. That is in my humble opinion, okay? In my humble opinion, that is what I believe when it comes to stuff like that. And I'm just keeping it real. All right. Hello. Hello. Hello? Yeah, what's up?
Is this the Wiley Show?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, you talking to me now, right?
I'm talking to you now. What's up?
Yeah, I couldn't even type fast enough on the chat.
Okay.
But the lady that was talking about that abuse and stuff, I mean, now that's abuse.
Okay.
It's definitely abuse. But we talking old school now. Come on, because I mean, my mom would tie us through the bed. She beat us with the switches.
Oh my
she beat us
God.
with belts. Yeah, so I could,
So your mom tied you to the bed and hit you with switches?
Huh?
That's classic abuse.
Okay, right. My mama beat us with the phone cords, honey, and it whacked me across my lip one time. I already got big lips. And I had to go to school. My lip was all fucked. But nobody saw that as the teachers or the counselors. Nobody was like concerned when I was being abused at home or anything like that. It was like, okay, your mama whipped you, your mama whipped you. You used to just get beaten.
Oh my God.
So, yes, my sister, she would pee in the bed all the time. My mom made her wear her drawers on her head to try to get her to stop peeing. She hit her, but that's still abuse to me, mental abuse.
Yes, that is. That's classic mental abuse and
so
physical
because
abuse.
You don't put your hand on a child. There's other way you could cheat. There's mental abuse out here just as much as it is physical abuse.
Right.
Now, what was he supposed to see? When you drinking, I think Cesar drink a lot. They be drinking.
So Cesar drinks a lot?
You ain't never seen Black Ink Crew?
I didn't see Black Ink Crew, so he's an alcoholic. So maybe he could have been drunk and dragged her out of the shower. Who knows? Maybe
yes, thank you. Yes, that's it. You ain't seen the show Black Ink Crew? Yes, they all drank party. That girl know what she was talking about.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, but she can press shot. Well, I don't know. Nowadays it's abuse, but
yeah.
Hey, I mean, come on. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, thank you. I'm glad I finally was able to donate. I'm on the challenge for you. Everybody needs to really donate. I don't care if it's $1, $2, $3 late.
All right.
Voices like that.
All right. Thank you.
Keep doing your good job.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay,
hey, you're live on the air. Hey, Tahara, did you say your name?
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
How are you?
All right.
So I just want to make a comment that I think is missing about this whole what we're talking about is that a lot of times when teenagers are disrespectful to their parents and to adults, it's based on the interactions that they have with other adults, with their parents. And I think that's the part that's missing. A lot of the callers are putting a lot of it on the daughter, her behavior. But children form behaviors and relationships based on their parents. And what we've seen with Black Ink, the way Cesar acts, the way his baby mama acts, are they like the best role models for her? I just, it's important, I think, just to see both sides of it.
So my thing is this: do you believe that he abused his daughter?
I don't know. We don't know. But based on if that happened, that he, went into the bathroom to discipline her, that is the utmost disrespect. You have to think, as a child, my father will bust down the door while I'm naked to discipline me. That is so inappropriate. It's disgusting. And, I'm not a fan. I watch Black Ink and all that, but I'm not like a fan or whatever. I have my own ideas. But I'm a therapist. I work with children. I work with parents, and I just see it. I see it all the time. So I just have perspective.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. Okay, we got another person on the cube. I'm gonna bring them on. Give me a second. Go ahead. Hey, Keisha.
Hey, Wiley, how are you?
All right.
Good. So I just want to talk about the whole, Caesar situation. Now, I was beat as a child. Okay, my father never put his hands on me the way Cesar father put his hands on me. Okay. And my father actually enforced the rules that my mother put down. So before he beat me, my mother and him will have a conversation. Okay. And they will come to some agreement. Now the switches and all of that, that wasn't really it. I got beat with belts in the middle of my hand and on my butt, but nothing that's like too serious. Okay. I do think there has to be a level of discipline, but like we have to draw the line somewhere, because what Cesar doing is abuse, and they have a very tumultuous and strained relationship. As a father, like the daughter is a product of a toxic father and a toxic mother. Okay. You cannot blame that child for how she is. People say, okay, she's 16, she's growing. I feel like she wasn't raised. Okay. She was dragged up in the streets, and that's why she conducts herself the way she does.
Wow.
That's just my opinion.
So you feel like her actions as being a disrespectful child is because the environment she was raised in?
Yes. Yes. You can't. All right. If you want your child to have respect, you got to make sure that you teach them at an early age. Okay. Instill that in them. Like, we don't know if Cesar was there all the time. He probably was a part-time father, not full-time or whatever. And now he wants to come in and have all these rules and regulations, but she wasn't there doing the whole time. Okay. She probably had daddy issues. She probably had self-esteem issues. There's a lot of things going on there. And instead of being her, you know what I'm saying, like she's some like, regular girl on the street, they need to be sitting down and going to family therapy and really get down to the skeletons in their closet and try to come to some type of agreement.
Woo. I really would say it. I do believe that this should be a conversation, but I know it would be hard if the baby mama still. Do you feel like the baby mama still wants Cesar?
I do. Okay, first of all, the baby mother's toxic. She needs to pick a side and stay there. Either she wants Cesar to be happy or she doesn't want Cesar to be happy. Okay. Either way, he's not going to be happy with her. So she needs to get over it, learn how to co-parent effectively, okay, and do the best for their child. That's it. You don't have to be with the father of your child. What you need to do is come to some sort of agreement so you guys can coexist, so you guys can make decisions based on your child.
I agree. I hear you. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure that, we are under, like, we need to stop this cycle, okay, of, I'm going to, like, most times Caribbean parents, most Black parents, they beat you first before they tell you exactly what you did wrong. There's other ways to handle something, okay? You can tell a child very sternly, okay, you did this wrong. And then if they continue to do it again, okay, then maybe you might have to discipline them. But you just don't automatically beat them all the time. Okay, right. Like that's such a bad signal.
If you at 16, that should have happened when she was at 1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
You shouldn't start at 16. It's kind of too late.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Cesar wasn't there the whole time, right? Allegedly. That's what they say. All of a sudden, he tried to come back in her life. Did he even try to get to know her? I always hear them body slam her, body shame her, talk about her weight. And his girlfriend put on Instagram that she had an STD or whatever. First of all, that is abuse, okay? Like, even if she did have an STD, no matter what she did or said, you don't need to put that out there for the public. You understand what I'm saying? That's embarrassing.
That's your child. You know what I mean? That.
At the end of the day, the girlfriend needs to butt out. That's not her child. Okay, like she needs to let Cesar man up and handle his fatherly duties and don't say anything because it doesn't concern her. They're not married. She's just a girlfriend.
Oh, so that's not okay. Okay, yeah, she was out of line. And he need to check on that. You don't say that about my daughter. Yeah, even if she did have, that ain't the place to put that information on.
You know what I'm saying? So I just didn't understand the fact that she probably told her that out of confidence, okay? And then you're going to bring it back up on a public platform. No, sweetie, like you're just as bad as the child, right? So you can't see, like, you're disrespecting her and she's disrespecting you. You understand what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So, like, this also brings me to my next point about Razby, okay? Like, Razby was definitely, something happened to him, that's very detrimental to his being right now, okay? And it's always a double standard when it comes to men and when it comes to boys, right? I remember back in the day, now I'm not that old, but I remember back in the day, people used to praise men or boys rather. Oh, well, you lost your virginity at 9. Oh, you lost your virginity at 8, 10, 11. And we start to normalize that. That is not normal. Okay. We do not need boys losing their virginities or being sexually active very young. Okay. They're still children. All right. When it comes to like the Razby situation. So I just want people to understand, you know what I'm saying, that boys also need to be protected as well. They need to be a part of the Me Too movement as well.
Facts. Absolutely. And they get definitely as well. But we thank you so much for your comments.
No problem. Thank you, Wiley. Take care. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Around New York City, just to let you know.
All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring our next person up, our next guest up. Give me a second to pull up that. All right. Okay. Hey, welcome to the Wiley Show. Hey.
Hello?
Right. Hey, can you hear me? Go ahead. What's your comment?
Am I on the mic? Don't put me on the mic, Wally. Don't put me on the camera.
You're not on camera. We can't see you. We can hear you.
All right. Cesar did the thing. He laid some hands on that young lady, but you know what? That mouth, ooh, she needs a few hands laid on her. I don't understand. Let me tell you, if my son or daughter, niece or whatever talked about me, called me be this and be that and whatever, that's not her fault. That's the parents' fault. See, these kids are too spoiled. These parents want to be friends. No. Because she's going to have that attitude. She's going to have the attitude because, her father's rich or, has a couple coins and he's on TV. So she thinks she's all that, woo, 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 woo. She's been on TV a couple times or whatever. Her mom is overfeeding her to compensate for with the absence of her father. I don't know. I ain't never heard of that. You overfeed your child because the daddy ain't there. Anyway, the mama was funny looking. She got her jaw fixed and now she okay. She ain't even really cute. She's still kind of funny looking. But anyway, but that's C's and the mama's fault. Because, did you talk to your parents like that?
No, I didn't talk to
did you talk about your parents like that when you were 16?
No.
Okay. Do you know of any black child nowadays who talks about their parents still living in a house when they're 16? Still living in the parents' house, a black child. See, we don't get down like that. I don't know where, or, they were saying, oh, that's because she's in New York. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, then if that's the case, then they need to move up out of New York. Her and the mama need to move up out of New York because the way that little girl disrespected her father on the thing. And listen, I'm old school, okay? I'm a lot older than you, Wiley. But listen, my mom had a heavy hand. And she slapped me a whole bunch of times. I don't know about no shower or whatever, but I got beat. You know what I'm saying? And but I was, when I got disrespectful, I got beat. See, we don't know his side of the story.
Okay.
We only know her side of the story. It's always three sides to a story. His, hers, or but who is he dating? Because she kept talking about the stepmother or his girlfriend. Who is he dating?
He dated somebody that literally was talking about how big the daughter is and how they put on a diet plan. See, now
she needed to get her. She needs to have some hands laid on her. You ain't gonna talk about my child, especially if we together, whatever. See, now that's a whole nother. See, he got some issues. But who was the woman? It wasn't the fancy girl from DC. Who was he dating? What realtor? Wasn't she in real estate? And the girl was saying that she didn't even take care of her own kids. But who is she? Do we know who the woman is? Is she a reality star or something like that?
I don't know if she's a reality star, but I know that he have a girlfriend. I don't know the history because, like I said, I don't know them like that.
Right, because he changed women like he changed his drawers after what's the old girl? What's the old girl name? The rusty looking one. What's the rusty looking one? The lips was all chapped and everything.
What?
Who's the one who he was engaged to? She lives in North Carolina now. Her lips was always chapped. They were engaged. Well, I guess you don't look at the show. Anyway, she was haggard. She was smart, but she was haggard. But anyway, C's change women like, we can't keep up. We can't keep up. They only want him for his money because he kind of funny looking too with the big old feet. He's short or whatever. He got a body now or whatever. But come on now, you ain't gonna tell me that Steve ain't funny looking.
He got some big lips. The lips.
Them lips is juicy. Them lips is juicy now. We gonna leave him. But this big old feet or whatever, he's short. Him and his little cousin, they both short and funny. No, his cousin is kind of fine. Actually, I met the guy who they used to call ain't shit, the crackhead. You know what I'm talking about? The tall one. Him and his girl. They she from the Bay, so I met them. Anyway, but anyway, I'm surprised. But see, Sky, I guess they get down like that because didn't Sky kind of try and go off on her kids or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So maybe, I don't know. But no, I think he was valid and put hands because that little girl needs some more hands because she is buried in that mouth. Oh my goodness. And her mama was sitting right there while she was talking like that. Now, yeah, come on now. What kind of mama are you that you're going to let your 16-year-old daughter be on social media talking about her father in the situation at hand? No respect whatsoever, but it's not the child's fault. It's those parents' fault, Wiley. Come on now. Help me out here. Okay, so you ain't going to give your 2 cents.
No,
all right, I'm out.
It is. If I agree. Like that's why the parents got to be on one accord. But you have to start when it's a baby. You just can't be on one accord when she's 16.
You can do. Oh yes, you can. Oh yes, you can.
Yes, you can. It's kind of hard trying to discipline her now. Is she 16?
Well, guess what? That's why he had to lay them hands on her because she way out of pocket.
He in jail. If he had to lay hands on her, lock him up. Because there's nowhere in the world. Just ignore what she said. Because you cannot put your hands on your child like that. That to me,
all depends on what state. Because in Nevada, no, as long as you don't leave marks, you can't leave marks. No, as long as you don't leave marks. As long as you don't leave marks.
And I don't believe that. No states.
I don't care if you believe it. All depends on what state it is. I'm glad that you don't believe it, and maybe it's not true, whatever. But I know in Nevada,
it's cool. What state is that? That you can drag your butt naked child and beat them. What state is that?
But see, that's her story. That's her story. There's her side, his side, and then the truth. Okay, but what I don't like is if he were to discipline his child because on his accord, not what his girlfriend says. See, that's what I don't like. If you got a problem with your child, that's the problem that you have. But see, that's why I didn't, with my son, I raised him by myself because I wasn't having all that. Because if somebody say something wrong about my child, then me and you gonna start fighting. You know what I'm saying? And that's really not gonna end well because either the police or the ambulance or the morgue. But what I'm saying is, when them step parents get involved and then, they got a problem with the child, and then for whatever reason, they jealous or they, a pedophile or they drunk or on drugs or they don't want raise somebody else's child or whatever. I don't like that. I don't like that because from what the girl said, the stepmom or the girlfriend kept talking, mess about her to Cesar. Oh, the radio's too loud. Oh, the lights are on. Oh, and then the woman saying that she went to the clinic. Now, then that's when the baby mama should have jumped on the girlfriend. See, it's all, but you know what? It's just too much. Too much
drama. And I really feel for her.
Is this for the show? Is this for the show?
Right. Is this for the show? And also, too, get a therapist involved. How about that?
They need
counselor and family therapy involved. Why not?
But see, was it that girlfriend? I think it was that girlfriend because Cesar ain't never had a problem like this with this child like this before. But that girlfriend, see, she exposed that child. Well, allegedly, I heard that she said that the girl had a STD or something like that. You don't say that.
You're gonna say allegedly. Huh? I didn't hear. I'm gonna say allegedly because I didn't hear.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? But nah, I don't think it was C's. I don't think it was the girl, even though she got a potty mouth and it needs to be washed out immediately. I think it was that girlfriend. That girlfriend got some issues. You know what I'm saying? But and then they wanted her to wash the dishes. Okay, yeah, wash the dishes or whatever. But what you doing? You know what I'm saying? I think it was the girlfriend because C's ain't never had no problems with that girl like that. You ain't never heard, but she did say this happened twice. But you have never heard of, huh?
All right. Well, I hear
Okay.
you. And I hope that they get therapy, that a counselor comes in and they intervene and have a conversation, because going this rate is just very toxic. And I hope that they work on that as well.
It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah, it is, but it's never too late to get a therapy involved, to get counseling, right?
But I do agree with that other caller that baby mama still won't seize.
Oh, she still wants these in them big juicy lips.
Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right.
Hang me up. Get me off of here because I ain't got my wig or makeup on. Take me off.
Okay, I'll hang you up on that.
Okay, hang me up.
Okay.
Hang me up.
Hang me up. I ain't got my wig and makeup. Okay, y'all. You just never know who is going to be the Wiley Show. You never know. Wow. Wait. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thank you so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. I want to give a special shout out to all the producers in the chat. Thank you to all the producers. I want to give a special shout out to all the moderators in the chat. Thank you for every super chat that you all have on here. That is definitely dope. Thank you for all the love. But I want to say shout out to that. We got a new camera, so it's a lot of stuff. I'm learning how to use it. So I'm going to be going to a different streaming service. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still learning how to use another streaming service other than like StreamYard. And then if I have like a special guest, I'll just use StreamYard just for a special guest. So I'm gonna just try to dib and dab into another streaming service. So we'll see how that goes. I got a different camera because on here you can't get the upgraded equipment. I mean, the quality is okay on StreamYard, but it don't let you be in 4K. It doesn't. But you have to be on a whole nother site to get 4K. That was a good topic. Let's we do the topic tomorrow. Yes, it was a great topic. You all talked about it and y'all had a conversation and it was dope. Thank you all so very much for calling in, for hitting the link, having a conversation. I want to say thank you, and we will see you all again for the next video. There we go. Oh, wow. I can't believe all these people watching us at this time. Yes, I'm just so happy. Make sure y'all subscribe. We are now 800 subscribers away from 17,000 subs. So please subscribe to the channel. We are trying to go live every single day. So I want to give a special shout out to having the topic. So I can't wait. Thank you all so very much. I did say we was gonna go live. We're gonna try to go live every single day today. We're gonna try to go live every single day. Okay, thank you so much. We're not gonna go on StreamYard. We're not gonna go on Stationhead today. We will resume tomorrow because it's too late. Okay, I usually don't go live this late, but I'm kind of liking it because our numbers are strong this late. So you just never know. We might do it on. So we on the road of 20,000 subscribers, and I'm here for it. Okay, what I'm about to do, I'm about to finish watching Parking Wars. Parking Wars. So I'm about to go and watch that. And also, too, what I'm watching, I am actually watching, oh my God, The Family Business on BET Plus. I just watched Oh my God. I just watched and finished watching Power. Let me tell you, baby, Power was off the chain. I did not review the show. Baby, Tariq, he did that. I am a big Tariq fan. The way, I'm going to give y'all a little spoiler, the way he got that professor out there, because that professor was trying to write a book, and the way how he pulled that trigger and pow, pow. I'm like, yes, come Tariq ain't playing. He literally let y'all know that I'm a gangster. So I was watching that, and I was watching some other stuff. So I am watching. It's another show that I'm watching, the Bridge Tone or something like that. It's with some of the UK stuff. I'm trying my best to get into the show. I'm really not into the UK dialect, so I'm trying to get into the show and watch it. I've been watching about 2 or 3 episodes. I doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting into it and watching it. I'm not really sold on the show, but I'm gonna watch another episode because everybody else is watching it. So I'm gonna watch another episode of it. So I think I'm on episode 2. I'm on episode 3 or 4. So I'm gonna watch some more of it. Okay. We're gonna have a good time. Y'all have a beautiful night. Make sure y'all comment and subscribe. Thank you all so very much. Make sure y'all subscribe to our channel, and we will see you all later. I'm gonna get a haircut tomorrow, so I'm super excited for that. Oh, a liner or something, because I'm trying to grow my hair out. How do you click off here? How do you click off here? I can't find. Oh, here we go. I'm having trouble finding my little outro. All right.